to my channel. Hope you're all well, and today I wanted to talk about something that's a little bit more personal to me, which is my postnatal OCD journey. Since Eddie has been born, I knew that there was something just a little bit off. I know you get baby blues, which I think around 2 to 3% of women get baby blues after giving birth, and then some others unfortunately develop either postnatal depression, postnatal psychosis, or postnatal OCD, and I think only around 1% of women develop these symptoms. So first of all, I did think it was just baby blues, and then it carried on past I think it's the 6-week mark. They say that you need to contact your GP if you're still feeling a bit down. So really my symptoms were just obsessive intrusive thoughts, which were constantly in my head every single day. Whenever I looked at Eddie, I would see something bad happening to him, and just I would have to constantly check him all the time to make sure he was still breathing and everything like that. And it was just honestly the worst thing I've ever been through. I've been diagnosed with anxiety and depression before I had Eddie. I've had it since I was around 13, I think. I started noticing the symptoms of anxiety, and yeah, so this was completely this was completely different to anything I've experienced mental health wise before. So at the moment I'm currently on 100 milligrams of sertraline. In the past I've been completely not against it, but I've just sort of not been one for medication at all, as I've tried it in the past when I had postnatal depression with my son Kai, and it just didn't work for me at all. It made me feel worse more than anything, and so it got to the point this time that it was just too much, and I felt like I needed something else just to be able to start me off in the recovery stage. So I gave sertraline a go, and within a couple of weeks I found it really helped me, and even Tom said he noticed a massive difference in my mood. I didn't really have a bad day, whereas before I would have probably about maybe 4 or 5 bad days in a week. It was quite drastic, really. So I was quite happy to finally be feeling normal again, and it's actually helped my anxiety as well. And I'm currently on the waiting list to see a psychologist to get CBT therapy on top, so I can slowly, when the time is right, come off the medication, and then I have the skills to learn to distract those thoughts and just focus on other things other than the intrusive thoughts all the time. And I just sort of really struggled to even bath Eddie change him and just enjoy spending my time with him, because I was having all of these horrible thoughts all the time. They weren't just like once a day, they were all throughout the day. I couldn't sleep very well either because of these the intrusive thoughts, and I noticed that my OCD in general, because I have noticed that I've had traits of OCD for a long time, they sort of came out a lot more and they were more prominent in my life than what they were previously. So I just wanted really to share my journey with this, so anyone else that's going through the same thing can know that they're not alone in this and that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I'm nowhere near like at the end and completely over the postnatal OCD, but I am definitely on my way to getting there, as it's like 3.5 months on now. So yeah, I also wanted to touch on the postnatal depression side of it as well, because I was previously diagnosed with that when I had my son Kai and I was only 15 at the time. So I had a lot of like hormones and emotions going on at the same time of having this postnatal depression. Hello. So yeah, with that, it was literally like I had so much anger all the time and I just felt down constantly, and again I couldn't enjoy my time with my new baby because I was just constantly on a low all the time. And the differences I found with that was I was very, very down when I had the postnatal depression, whereas with the postnatal OCD I wasn't necessarily depressed, it was just the intrusive thoughts that affected me the most. So those are the two differences I found with the depression and the OCD. And when I was 15 I didn't get as much help as what I've had this time either, so I think that's why I struggled to actually recover from that, compared to the OCD. I've got a mental health support nurse called Jo. She's absolutely lovely and is really, really easy to talk to, so that does definitely help a lot when you've got a mental health support nurse or therapist or something like that that you can really connect with and find it easy to talk to them. So yeah, last time they literally just sprung me on any medication and it didn't work at all, and I just had no other mental health support really at all. 1 second. So we've had somebody else join us now, and yeah, so I think definitely if you're going through anything like this, try and get as much support as you can. Go to your nearest perinatal mental health support team, and speak to your midwife or your health visitor, and they will definitely give you the help that you need in that aspect, because honestly having that support has really helped me, because I've really, really struggled to talk about it to anybody else. Like my boyfriend Tom and my parents, I found it really hard to actually open up with what I was going through, because I was so ashamed of these thoughts that I was having, that I was worried that they were going to think I was a terrible person, and I felt like a terrible person. But speaking to people that deal with this stuff every day with loads of different women has helped me realise that I'm not the only one in this, and I'm not a terrible person. It was just all my hormones everywhere, and that I was suffering with this postnatal mental illness. So hopefully this has helped anyone that's going through any sort of postnatal mental illness, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video and hearing about my journey, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye!